Dear learners, I am Dr. Meenu Bhatnagar from Center of Russian Studies, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. I welcome you all to this course. In this module, you will be introduced to the Russian verbs. You will learn the second conjugation of some verbs and their use in Russian language. In the previous module, you have learnt about the first conjugation of the Russian verbs and how it is used in present tense. Let us quickly revise the first conjugation before we proceed further. The first conjugation verbs form their present tense forms by dropping the last two letters of the infinitive, that is the ending te and soft sign, from their infinitive, and by adding the following endings to the stem. You must pay attention to the highlighted letter in the endings. Ya takes the ending u with the stem of the verb. Ti, stem of the verb, you add yesh. For on, you take the stem of the verb and you add the ending ye and te, yet. Same goes for ana. With me, you take the stem of the verb and you add the ending yem. For we, you take the stem of the verb and you add the ending yeche. For ani, you take the stem of the verb and you add the ending yut. This is what is the first conjugation. These endings are of the first conjugation. Let us now learn the second conjugation. The infinitives of the second conjugation verbs often end in e, te, soft sign, eat. The second conjugation verbs form their present tense forms by dropping the last three letters of the infinitive. In the first conjugation, we were dropping the last two letters. For second conjugation, we will drop the last three letters of the infinitive and by adding the following endings to the stem. For pronoun ya, you will add the ending u. For pronoun ti, you will add the ending ish to the stem. With the pronoun on, you will add the ending it. For pronoun mui, you will add im. For pronoun vui, you will add iche with the stem. For ani, you will be adding yat to the stem. I will repeat. For the second conjugation, the endings are: with ya, you take the stem of the verb and you add the ending u. For pronoun ti, you take the stem of the verb and you add ish. For pronoun on or ana, you take the stem of the verb and you add the ending it. For pronoun mui, you take the stem of the ending and you add the ending im. For pronoun vui, you take the stem of the verb and you add the ending iche. For ani, you add the ending yat to the stem. Some verbs take the ending at. That we will learn subsequently. Let us now try to conjugate a few verbs with second conjugations. As you can see, between the first conjugation and the second conjugation, there is only a difference of ye, which is used in the first conjugation, and e, which is used in the second conjugation. And therefore, One can also say the first conjugation is also called ye conjugation and the second conjugation is also called e conjugation. Let us try to conjugate the verb gavarich. Gavarich means to speak. The stem of the second conjugation verb gavarich is gavor. After removing the last three letters, you get the stem of the verb gavor. And to this stem, you add those corresponding endings to get the present tense form of the verb gavarich. So, for the pronoun ya, you take the stem of the word gavar and you add you to it. Then you get the form, the present tense form of the verb which you use with the pronoun ya. Ya gavar you. Ya gavar you, which means I speak or I am speaking. Ya gavar you. For the pronoun ti, you take the stem of the verb gavor and you add ish ending. So you get the form gavarish. Ti gavarish. Ti gavarish. With pronoun on, you take the verb, the stem of the verb and you add the ending it. So you get the conjugation of present tense on gavarit. With ana, it is the same thing. You add the same ending it to the stem ana gavarit. With me, you take the stem and add im. So mui gavarim. Mui gavarim. We are speaking or we speak. Vi gavariche. So we, you take the stem and add the iche ending. So you get the form of the present tense for pronoun vi gavariche. Ani, gavor plus yat ending. You add the stem, you add the ending yat to the stem and you get the conjugation in the ani form. Ani gavaryat. Let us repeat this once again. Ya gavaryu, which means I speak, I am speaking. Ti gavarish, which means you speak, you are speaking. On gavarit, it means he is speaking or he speaks. Ana gavarit, snatchet, she is speaking, she speaks. Mi gavarim, it means we are speaking, we speak. Vi gavariche, it means you, which is a formal you are speaking or you speak. Ani gavaryat, it means they are speaking or they speak. I will repeat it once again. Listen to the conjugation very carefully. Ya gavaryu, ti gavarish, on gavarit, ana gavarit, mi gavarim, vi gavariche, ani gavaryat. Let us take the next verb, smatriech. Smatriech means to look. Smatriech is also conjugated according to the second conjugation. Let us remove the last three letters, ye, te and soft sign to get the stem of the verb smotra and add those corresponding endings to conjugate the verb. So, ya smatriu, ya smatriu, ti smotrish, ti smotr plus ish ending. On smotrit, smotr plus it ending. Mi smotrim, smotr the stem plus the ending im. Mi smotrim. Vi smotriche, the stem smotr plus iche ending. Vi smotriche. Ani smotriat. Smotr is the stem and yat is the ending. So we combine the two to get the form for ani, ani smotriat. Smatriech means to look. So ya smatriu, it means I look or I am looking. Ty смотришь, it means you are looking or you look. On смотрит, he is looking or he looks. She, она смотрит, she is looking or she looks. Мы смотрим, it means we are looking or we look. Вы смотрите, it is you are looking or you look. Они смотрят, it means they are looking or they look. Now please pay attention, in this particular verb the stress mark shifts. In the ya form the stress is on the ending, and in the remaining conjugated forms the stress goes on the stem. The stress mark shifts on the stem. So when you pronounce the conjugated forms, you will pronounce it accordingly. I will repeat once again. Я смотрю, ты смотришь, он смотрит, мы смотрим, вы смотрите, они смотрят. The next verb of the second conjugation that you will learn is учить. Учить. Учить means to learn. After you remove the last three letters, that is E, T and soft sign, you get the stem uch. Now to this stem you add those corresponding endings to conjugate this verb учить in present tense. Let us conjugate the verb now. Я учу. Now here instead of you will have to put the ending u. So я учу, ты, take the stem uch and add the ish ending, учишь, ты учишь. On, take the stem uch and add the ending it, it becomes on учит. Same is the case with ana, take the stem uch and add it ending, она учит. Мы учим, мы учим. Вы учите. Уч plus ите. Вы учите. Они учат. Remember I had told you when we were doing the endings that some verbs in the ani form take at ending. So this is one such verb. So ani form, it becomes uch plus the at ending. So ani uchat. So uchit means to learn. So ya uchu, it means I learn or I am learning. Ti uchish, it means you are learning or you learn. On uchit, it means he is learning or he learns. Ana uchit, it means she is learning or she learns. Мы учим, it means we are learning or we learn. Вы учите, you are learning or you learn. And они учат, it means they are learning or they learn. I will repeat the conjugation again, and as you can notice that in this case also the stress shifts. In the ya form the stress is on the ending, and in the remaining forms the stress moves to the stem. So ya uchu, ti uchish, on uchit, ana учит, мы учим, вы учите, они учат. I shall repeat once again. Please listen to it carefully. Я учу, ты учишь, он учит, она учит, мы учим, вы учите, они учат. Let us see the use of these verbs in the sentences. So we will read the following dialogues. Вы уже говорите по-русски? Вы уже говорите по-русски? It means that do you already speak Russian? Вы уже говорите по-русски? Говорить means to speak. По-русски is an adverb which means in Russian. So the answer would be мы немного говорим по-русски. Немного means little bit. Мы немного говорим по-русски. The verb form is говорим, which agrees with the pronoun, that is the subject мы. Мы говорим немного по-русски. That means we speak little bit in Russian. So, вы уже говорите по-русски, мы немного говорим по-русски. The next dialogue is Lalit, вечером вы смотрите телевизор. Вечером вы смотрите телевизор. Вечером is in the evening. Смотреть is to watch, to look. Телевизор is television. The answer is да, смотрю. Я обычно смотрю футбол. So, Lalit, вечером вы смотрите телевизор? It means Lalit, do you watch television in the evening? The answer is yes, да, I watch. I обычно смотрю, я обычно смотрю football. That means I usually watch football. The next dialogue is Nita, ты смотришь фильм? Here the subject is ты, and therefore the verb takes the ты form смотришь. Nita, ты смотришь фильмы? In the answer, да, я и мои соседки смотрим фильмы. So, in English it can be Nita, are you watching films? The answer is yes, I and my friends, my neighbors are watching films. Next dialogue is какие передачи смотрят Amit и Neeraj? Here the question is what kind of programs do Amit and Neeraj watch? Смотрят here is taking the ani form because the subject is Amit и Neeraj, which means ani. So, ani смотрят. Они смотрят новости и матчи по крикету. Они смотрят новости и матчи по крикету. So, they are watching news and cricket match. So, они смотрят, so that means Amit и Neeraj смотрят новости и матчи по крикету. So, they are watching news and cricket match. The next dialogue is Alok, вы студент или работаете? Вы студент или вы работаете? Here the verb работать is from the first conjugation if you remember. So Alok, вы студент или вы работаете means Alok, are you a student or do you work? Я студент. Я учу русский язык. The answer is I am a student. Я учу русский язык. I learn or I am learning Russian language. The next dialogue is Simran, Anju, вы студентки? Да, мы учим немецкий язык. So question is Simran and Anju, are you students? The answer is yes, we are learning German language. So we студентки, here the Simran and Anju, they are answering мы учим немецкий язык. Here the verb учить is agreeing with the subject мы учим немецкий язык. Let us now learn how various languages are called in Russian and how they can be used with various verbs. With verbs изучать, учить, знать. You can use the languages as follows. Русский язык, японский язык, английский язык, немецкий язык, арабский язык, персидский язык, Китайский язык, французский язык. Русский язык is Russian language. Японский язык is Japanese language. Английский язык is English language. Немецкий язык is German language. Арабский язык is Arabic language. Персидский язык is Persian language. Китайский язык is Chinese language. And the last one, французский язык is French language. I will repeat it again. Русский язык, японский язык, английский язык, немецкий язык, арабский язык, персидский язык, китайский язык, французский язык. All these forms you can use with the verbs изучать, which means to study, учить, which means to learn or to study, and also with the verb знать, which means to know. With the verb говорить and читать, говорить means to speak and читать means to read. With these two verbs, the forms that you can use is по-русски, по-японски, по-английски, по-немецки, по-арабски, по-персидски, по-китайски, по-французски. По-русски means in Russian, it is an adverb. По-японски means in Japanese. По-испански means in Spanish. По-английски means in English. По-немецки means in German. По-арабски means in Arabic. По-персидски means in Persian. По-китайски means in Chinese. По-французски mean in French. So, говорить по-русски. Читать по-японски. Говорить по-английски, читать по-английски. Говорить по-немецки, читать по-немецки. Говорить по-арабски, читать по-арабски. Now compare the two. Изучать русский язык, но говорить по-русски. Учить японский язык, но читать по-японски. Знать английский язык, но говорить по-английски. Учить немецкий язык, но читать по-немецки. Изучать арабский язык, но говорить по-арабски. So these are different forms which you will use with these corresponding verbs. Let us see the examples. Он изучает английский язык. With the verb изучать, to study, you use the full form английский язык, the adjective as well as the noun. Он изучает английский язык. But он говорит по-английски. Here you will use the adverbial form. Он говорит по-английски. So he is studying English, but he speaks in English. Next is мы изучаем французский язык. Мы говорим по-французски. Мы изучаем французский язык. With изучать, you use the full adjective as well as a noun form. And with говорить, you use the adverbial form. Мы говорим по-французски. The next dialogue is как говорит Нандан по-немецки. Как говорит Нандан по-немецки? Он хорошо говорит по-немецки. So we are answering the question как, which means how. It also will be answered by using an adverb. So we answer the question как by using хорошо. Как говорит Нандан по-немецки? How does Nandan speak in German? Он хорошо говорит по-немецки. He speaks well in Russian. He speaks well in Russian. Они говорят по-французски. The next dialogue is они говорят по-французски. Do they speak in French or do they speak French? Да, они говорят по-французски. Yes, they speak French, or yes, they speak in French. Они учат. Now the verb is учат, with which you will use the adjectival and the noun form. Они учат французский язык 2 года. 2 года, 2 years. So, да, они говорят по-французски. Они учат французский язык 2 года. So, with different verbs, you have to use these corresponding forms which you need to memorize. Let us do this exercise. Answer the following questions. The question starts with кто, which means who. You have to use the words or the nouns or the pronouns which are given in the bracket to answer these questions. So the first question is кто говорит по-русски? Кто говорит по-русски? The word in the bracket is a pronoun мы. The answer would be мы говорим по-русски. So in the answer you will change the form of the verb according to the subject, which is мы. So кто, it takes the conjugation in the on form. So кто говорит по-русски? The answer would be мы говорим. Мы, we take the stem of the word говор and add the ending im. Мы говорим по-русски. We speak in Russian. Who speaks in Russian? We speak in Russian. The next question is кто смотрит телевизор? Кто смотрит телевизор? Who is watching television? The word in the bracket is друзья, which means friends. Друзья is the они form, because it is a plural form. So in the answer, when you use it, you will change the form of the verb in они. So кто смотрит телевизор? The answer would be друзья смотрят. Они form. Друзья смотрят телевизор. The next question is кто учит испанский язык? Кто учит испанский язык? The pronoun in the bracket is они. So in the answer you will change the form of the verb according to они. So они учат испанский язык. So to the question кто учит испанский язык, the answer would be они учат испанский язык. The next question is кто говорит по-китайски? Кто говорит по-китайски? Она. Она говорит по-китайски. Here the form of the verb will remain same because она will take the same form. Кто говорит по-китайски? Она говорит по-китайски. The last question is кто учит русский язык? Кто учит русский язык? In the bracket, the pronoun is я, so the verb in the answer will be changed according to я. So я учу русский язык. So to the question кто учит русский язык, the answer would be я учу русский язык. Let us do another exercise. It is fill in the blanks with the appropriate form of the verbs given in the bracket. Днем родители, and in the bracket you have the verb which you need to use and fill in the blanks. Now днем means during the day, родители, parents. Родители is the они form. So the verb that you will be using, the form of the verb will take the они form. So verb is работать, which is a first conjugation verb. So the они form would be работают. The answer would be днем родители работают. Днем родители работают. The next sentence is Anita хорошо английский язык знать. The verb is знать. Anita is the subject. So Anita is она. So you will conjugate the verb знать according to она. So она would be она знает. Anita хорошо знает английский язык. The next fill in the blanks is вечером дети здесь. The verb is гулять, which you will be using in the appropriate form according to the word дети, which is the subject in this sentence. Вечером дети, дети is они. So you will conjugate the verb гулять in the они form. So вечером дети гуляют здесь. Вечером дети гуляют здесь. Наташа неплохо по-немецки. The verb that you need to use is говорить. Говорить. Natasha is она. So the subject is она. So the verb form that you will be using, that will take the она form. So Natasha неплохо говорит по-немецки. The last fill in the blanks is мы русский язык изучать. The verb that you need to conjugate is изучать, which means to study. Here it is very simple. You will have to use the me form of the verb. So мы изучаем русский язык. Мы изучаем русский язык. Let us do the next sentence. Они фильм по телевизору. The verb that you need to use in the appropriate form is смотреть. Они, you have to conjugate the verb смотреть according to они. So они смотрят. Они смотрят фильм по телевизору. So they are watching film on television. The next sentence is me по-русски немного. The verb that you need to use is говорить. So here also it is simple that you have to conjugate the verb говорить according to мы. So мы говорим по-русски немного. Let us do one more sentence. Студенты преподаватели. Слушать. So dear learners, in this module you have learnt about the second conjugation of the Russian verb and how it is used in present tense. Please revise and write the conjugation of all the verbs that you have just learnt several times so that you know them by heart. I wish you success. Удачи вам. Спасибо.